Hello everyone, this is God's Girl G, and thank you for joining me today. For those of you who are new to my channel, welcome. And for those of you who are returning to my channel to watch this video and you're not already subscribed, I am going to encourage you to do so by clicking the subscribe icon below. And if during the course of this video you hear something that you like, click the thumbs up icon, comment below, or better yet, share this video with someone that you think could benefit from this information. With that said, let's get into today's discussion. I remember the first time that I heard one of my girlfriends proclaim that they were done with dating. I remember looking at her like, but you still want to get married, right? What do you mean you done with dating? Well, she informed me that she had read this book that was called I Kissed Dating Goodbye. This book, when it came out, became the go-to book on Christian dating and singleness. The book's basic premise was that the best way to avoid premarital sex was to stop dating altogether. The book argues that dating is a game that hurts people and dating is a practice for divorce and a distraction from preparing for life. It further argued that if you just trust God, He will provide the right person at the right time. Now that sounds good, especially the last one that says, if you trust God, He will provide the right person at the right time. I actually agree with that one. But those other arguments, not so sure. Now fast forward a number of years, about 20 years later from the publication of this book, the author of that book reached the conclusion that the ideas that he discussed in his book weren't only naive, they often caused harm. As a result, he ceased publication of his book. He readily admitted that the book was a written record of his fears, and a couple of years after that, he divorced his wife. Now, I said all of that to say, I know y'all like formulas. So this video is not about any type of formula. I'm not going to give you a formula for that. But what I am going to discuss is something that his book hinted on, which is really the difference between dating and courting. Now, I want to put this disclaimer out there. The words date and court are not found anywhere in Scripture. God doesn't give us specific laws and commands about the process of getting married, nor does He tell us who to marry. And if you haven't seen my video on Does God Tell Us Who to Marry, you need to check that one out because I go into greater detail. However, the Bible does give us commands about marriage. Therefore, the only thing Christians can do is to apply a biblical approach in dating and courting. That's all you can do. Also, furthering my disclaimer, I may use the word courting and biblical courting or biblical dating interchangeably throughout the course of this video. But for me, they all mean the same thing. Courting, biblical dating, biblical courting, they all mean the same thing for me for the purpose of this video. Now, I want to break down courtship and dating. Both courtship and modern dating are defined as a method of introduction and the carrying out of a premarital relationship between a single man and a single woman. However, beyond that basic definition, there are some differences. Courting is to dating like hot is to cold. They are on completely different sides of the relationship coin. One has a very specific end from the beginning, and the other has no clear purpose or intention. Dating is for fun. Courtship is for marriage. This means that dating presents a man and a woman with a number of potential ends to their relationship, whereas courting has only one end in mind, marriage. Courting, or the act of courting, is defined as an experience of establishing an intense relationship with someone with the desire to see if marriage is the correct choice for the couple. Courtship is to be accomplished without the complexity of being intimate sexually. Dating, by definition, is a social event whereby two people meet for companionship. Dating people view the relationship through a temporal lens. The future is often not discussed. Now, I want to talk a little bit about a personal story about the difference between courting and dating and why someone would choose to just date. When I divorced my first husband, I thought, honestly, I would never marry again. I was done. Because I was like, if marriage is like that, I want nothing to do with it. And I was determined that I would just date the rest of my life. Again, dating equals companionship, right? I was just going to date for the rest of my life. Because I liked being social, but I wasn't sure I wanted a relationship that led to marriage. Now later, after I had fully healed, I then was just like, okay, I think I'm ready to court. So do you understand the difference with that? Why somebody might choose dating? And dating might be just, again, for a while. It's meant to be temporary. So while dating can be very casual in nature, courtship, again, has a more serious goal in mind: marriage. So unless your goal is ultimately to make the commitment to marry, courtship is not for you. Now, not all couples who court get married. However, they go into the relationship hoping to find out if they're truly meant for each other for the road that leads to marriage. A big key difference between courting and dating is that courting is not just dating. It's dating with purpose, which is marriage. Now, next, I want to talk about 4 differences between dating and courtship. First, there's a difference in motive. Courtship motive is find a spouse. You court because you believe it is possible. The relationship has marriage potential, and the courtship is the process for discerning whether or not that belief is correct. Now, when it comes to modern dating, often marriage isn't the true goal. Again, we're talking about motive here. Dating can occur without marriage in mind. The second difference is mindset. Modern dating has been defined as a very selfish endeavor. Now, it's not maliciously selfish, as in I'm going to hurt you for my benefit. It is an obvious self-centeredness that treats the whole process as it's ultimately about me. Selfishness, on the other hand, does not drive biblical marriage and therefore should not be what drives a biblical courtship. Biblical courtship means that you do not look for a laundry list of characteristics that comprise your fantasy person so your every desire can be fulfilled. But instead, you look for a godly spouse. When it comes to biblical courtship, the relationship mindset is centered around Christ. Biblical courtship relationships are not built around selfish desires. At least they shouldn't be. But instead, it's around finding a godly man or woman as defined by God's word. Now, yes, there is a desire for love and attraction, but also a desire that they can love. Third, there's a difference in methods. In biblical courtship, commitment comes before intimacy. In modern dating, intimacy comes before commitment. Now, before y'all automatically think that intimacy here, I'm talking about sex. Intimacy is not just about sex. There is emotional intimacy, spiritual intimacy, and so forth. So don't get the intimacy twisted. Fourth, the conversations are different. In biblically based relationships or courtship, the topics, communication, and frequency of conversations are all based on the desire to become more deeply acquainted with each other in the hopes of the conversations and all the things that you're doing to cultivate the relationship will lead to marriage. Modern dating can lack some of the quality that the conversations in biblical dating or courtships have. Because the person you are pursuing in a dating relationship may or may not be fully committed, of being fully transparent, and in turn, getting to know them deeper just will not work because there's no desire to take the relationship further. Because after all, in dating, there's no need to really get to know the other person because it's not leading to marriage. So what is the best approach for Christian singles? Is dating or courting better? The answer to that question, my friends, is completely personal. I don't believe the Bible gives us a dating formula because, again, I know y'all love formulas. I believe that the Bible provides relationship principles that should be applied for your search for a spouse. Christian singles who want to date God's way should be less concerned with the what and more concerned with the how and the why. So if you go on a date right away, decide to just be friends for a period of time, go on a blind date, or utilize online dating, I've seen it all work and produce godly marriages. You can take any approach and do it for the wrong reason. You can use one approach sinfully and another approach morally. I believe God cares less about the approach that you use and more about how you use that approach. How you approach the search for a spouse and why you are searching for a spouse are more important than the method that you use. Thank you for joining me today. And don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Bye.